So tired. I am so tired. Why are you so tired, Arlene? Why are you so tired? I mean, surely you had a good night's sleep. You would think I had a good night's sleep. I did not. I did not have a good night's sleep. I had a terrible night's sleep. But what happened? Why did you have such a terrible night's sleep? Oh, you want to know? I can tell you. I can tell you what happened. So, friends, we have a rooster problem. Oh my gosh, we have a rooster problem. So as you can, hopefully you can tell, my neighbor's house is right there. I mean, it's right there. These houses are less than a quarter-acre lot. Like, they're small lots. My other neighbor's house is, see, right there. Like, everything is very, very close. So, in our county, having chickens is not allowed. If not, I would have chickens. I love chickens. The back of my shirt, it's cold, but it's a giant chicken. But I can't have them. You know why? Because it's rude to have chickens right up against your neighbor's house. So if you have a chicken coop, typically you have a few acres and you can keep your chicken coop to the back. I mean, that's what I've always seen. When I used to, before I got married, that I used to live with my parents, we lived out in Broward County, which is the county north of us, in a ranch area. It was an equestrian neighborhood, and you could have we had chickens. You could have chickens. It was acres. We had a couple of acres of land, a little under 3 acres of land, but you could have chickens because you wouldn't hear them in your bedroom. One of the neighbors down the way, it's not my direct neighbor, they are kind people, but one of the neighbors around here has a chicken coop, and they have roosters, and the roosters start crowing at 4 o'clock in the morning. Every day. 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, this is the city. 4 o'clock in the morning. And it's so close because everyone is so bunched up, because this is a suburban subdivision, that it sounds like the roosters in my bedroom. So tired. Every night. So tired. And they don't care. They don't care. So it is what it is. Trying to develop that, just being accustomed to the rooster at this point, because I don't know what else to do. Whatever, things happen. And then excuse me, and then we wake up because of said rooster, and my husband's getting ready for work, because regardless, he had to leave early this morning, and we notice his tire's flat. Trying to figure out where that's coming from, but he had to leave the work, so he took my car. That's a whole other mission altogether. I've had a tiring day. I'm a little bit exhausted. It is like 9:15 in the morning. I am exhausted. But let's see if we can do something to liven up the spirits, something holiday-ish, because I need to feel the holiday spirit. Thankfully, what in the world? Okay, thankfully, it's a cool day. We are in the 50s in South Florida. So, you know, in South Florida, if the weather drops too low, the lizards, what are they called? Iguanas fall out of the sky. It rains iguanas if it gets too cold, but we're not at the raining iguanas temperature yet. That has to dip down into the 40s. So it's coming. Iguana falling day is coming. But we are excited for this nice cool breeze, beautiful blue skies. So I want to give you guys a quick tour of the garden to show you the progress coming along on things, and then hopefully I'll be in the spirits to make some holiday cookies Or yeah, I'm gonna make some holiday cookies and maybe some hot chocolate later. We'll see. Stick with me. Something's gotta liven up my spirits and get me to forget about this crazy crowing rooster at 4 o'clock in the morning every day. So friends, I picked all of the key limes off of this tree, and look, she is putting on so many flowers. Look at those beautiful flowers, and they are all over the place. Now there's still little tiny key limes on there that I have to grow. See right there, there's a couple right there, but she is full of flowers and we are so happy and so grateful for it. I did make another key lime pie. If you've never seen how I make my key lime pie, I'll link that video for you. And the pineapple orange tree, she's doing really well too. She's covered in flowers, starting to put on fruit. Look at these guys. I finally have tomatoes. Look at that. They're still green. I have 2 that I picked that turned already. But we have tomatoes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is successful so far. Look at how beautiful that is. Now, a quick update on the strawberries. They are doing really great. So, the runners, we put them into these little pots until they could root. And then yesterday I snipped the runner because it had already developed roots. So that's looking really, really beautiful. Check these guys out. This one's starting to get a touch of blush to it. They are so pretty. I could not be happier with these tomatoes. They're doing so well. Then the same over here. See, we have rooting on this little guy here, and that runner is now separate. So we're just giving it a second. See right here, this was the main tree that I planted, and we put the runner in here, and it is rooting. It's super healthy and happy. So I'll probably be cutting this runner today. The coreopsis is still giving flowers. Super excited. And then look at these beets. We have a full bed of beets. So this potato is kind of, I'm calling it the Franken potato box, because we have some russets that are starting to sprout. We put those in well after the original ones. I'll link that video down below if you haven't watched it. This is the original potato tree, and I have no idea what's wrong with it, but all of a sudden these branches just snapped off. Now it's still green, it's still healthy, but I don't know what happened here. I have to Google it and see what's going on. But we do have potato growth. This is a russet as well. So these two are white potatoes, and then the ones on the ends are russets. I don't know how that's going to work, but we're going to find out. That experiment is going to be great. Look at this beautiful oregano bush. She's gorgeous and spilling all over the place. I've harvested and dried so much basil, I don't even know what to do with it anymore. Well, yeah, cook with it. Look at this parsley. So good. So guys, this lime tree is something else entirely. We don't know what attacked it, but something did. As you can see, all the branches are dead. We don't know if it got sick or what, but it is starting to come back to life, and it is putting on flowers and fruit and new leaves. So fingers crossed she does okay. All of these guys were harvested, and we're just waiting now, fertilizing. This tree here and this tree here are both ponderosa lemon trees. These two are Persian key lime, and that guy right there is a Meyer lemon tree. The pineapples that we transplanted are doing really well. They are loving their new home, putting on new leaves, as you can see there. right there. So healthy and so good. So up front, part of that major cluster of banana trees that we had, this was one of the transplants as well. And it is starting to put on new leaves, which is a really good sign. We're really happy with that. The mulberry bush is doing really well. And check out my cucumbers coming back. That one's a little sketchy, but this one's doing well. And this is our 4th banana tree. It's doing so good in its little pot. Hopefully they'll grow and they'll be beautiful. This is how you know. You see these splotches? So if you happen to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and you see a Cavendish banana tree and you're wondering if it's going to give you bananas, if it has these red spots on it, that's how you know it's going to be a fruiting tree. If the leaves don't have those red splotches, more than likely it will never give you fruit. We have 2 more beds of beets here. These were the first ones that we planted, and then this was the bed that was attacked, and I reseeded in place and planted these guys. They're doing really well. Our Mad Hatter is still going strong, the tree that never quits. I use these to make black beans. They're so delicious. Extremely flavorful peppers without being spicy at all. They just impart delicious flavor. Really sweet. Then our papayas are doing really good. Look at that. They're starting to put on fruit. I'm a little concerned for them with this cold weather that we're getting. I know a lot of you are gonna laugh and say it's not cold weather. It's not cold weather because it's the 50s. But when you're in South Florida and you're growing tropical fruits, the 50s is cold. So friends, it's the next day. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say it's the same day. Obviously my hair's not in that I'm tired bun that I had it going on yesterday. You know when like the energy of the universe says, forget about it? That's the kind of day I had yesterday. The energy of the universe, whatever you believe in, it just said no. So that's what I did. I said no. I ordered pizza, laid down, and we called it a day because it wasn't working out. Everything went wrong. Good news, quick update. I guess one of the neighbors complained to the county about the chickens because they were being kept in an ugly situation. So rooster chickens, everything's been removed, and honestly, I'm grateful for it. The last thing I want is an animal to be mistreated. So everything's in a better place now, thankfully. And I was able to get some sleep, which was so nice. It makes this coffee so much better. Oh yeah, woo! All right, so we're gonna get into some Christmas cookies. Now I'm gonna make one that's not like your traditional idea of a Christmas cookie where, you know, you have candy canes and everything is red and green. We're not doing that. I'm gonna do 2 cookies, same dough. It's gonna be really tasty. So the first cookies we're gonna do is raspberry thumbprint cookies with homemade raspberry jam. They're gonna be so good. Stick with me, let's do this. All right, friends, we're gonna make this super easy. It's 1 stick of butter with half a cup of sugar. We're gonna cream that together, and then we're gonna incorporate 1 egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, half a teaspoon of almond extract. We're gonna add to that 2 cups of flour mixed with 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Left it in the same mixer bowl because I'm not going to be using it for anything else at the moment. So I'm just going to pop that into the freezer for 10 minutes. If you need a little bit more time before you can start working on your cookies, pop it into the refrigerator for like 30 minutes and that should do just fine. I'm going to let that chill, let that butter get a little bit harder so that we can work on it without making a big old goopy mess. In the meantime, I'm going to start preheating this oven. Now, if you're putting it in the refrigerator and you're going to take a lot longer, don't preheat your oven until like 10 minutes before you're going to start working with it, right? It doesn't make any sense. But Since I'm only gonna give it 10 minutes in the freezer and then I'm gonna start working with it, I'm gonna preheat my oven to 350 degrees. And once it's there, my dough should be nice and chilled and ready to work with, okay? Okay friends, so I've got the oven literally just saying that it's ready to go at 350, right? I've got my baking sheet and some parchment. Crumble your parchment so you can put it where you want it. Okay. There you go. Oh, yes. All right. So now, as you can see, this is very cold, very frosty. And it was only in the freezer for the time period that the oven was preheating. So I didn't have it in there for like hours. It's just cold enough so that I can scoop it with a cookie scooper and roll it into a little 1-inch ball. And we're gonna place that on our cookie sheet. While our dough continues chilling, I just wanna take advantage with these. I have a tiny little bit of confectioner sugar in here. And I have a little spoon that I use to make the little well indent. So I'm just gonna swirl that around in the powdered sugar. And then I'm gonna come to these little guys down here and I'm just gonna push this down right in the center here. Okay. Do it again just to get a better, there we go. And then over here. Now I have my homemade raspberry jam. If you don't have homemade jam, by all means purchase the one that you like the best. I find that raspberry is my absolute favorite. It's just tart enough. If you have a different one, if you have a preserve or something with seeds in it that's a little bit more natural, whatever you prefer to use is what you should be using, because it's your cookies for your family and your friends and the people you know. So make good choices. All right, friends, we're gonna take a tiny little bit into each cookie. Here we go. That's it. It comes out to about half a teaspoon of jam onto each cookie. And sometimes it spreads out. It doesn't always. So the ones that aren't perfect when they bake up, those are called taste testers. Yeah. Some of these are gonna get the raspberry and some of them are gonna get the Aldi knockoff hazelnut spread. Don't knock it till you try it. It's delicious. Okay friends, so this tray of cookies is done. We're gonna bake these now for 13 minutes. And yes, it does have to be 13 minutes, as a matter of fact. Not 15, not 16, not 18, not 12, not 10, 13. So I've got that 350 for 13 minutes. I've got my timer set. And even if they look undercooked, that's when we're gonna take them out. Okay, we want these to stay nice and light, no golden brown, because then they get too crispy. So, and then the jam burns and the hazelnut burns. 13 minutes. Ta-da! All right, friends, we'll see you back here in 13 minutes. While the cookies are cooling, I'm just gonna mix together about a cup of powdered sugar with a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I'm just gonna add heavy whipping cream while I mix it together, just a little drizzle at a time till I get it to the perfect consistency. And at the end, we're just going to drizzle it using the fork just kind of haphazardly to get a pretty little swirl on top of each one of the cookies. All right, friends, so we have finished our cookies. Look at how cute that is. They are so pretty. And we have the raspberry ones and the Nutella ones. Little hint of chocolate doesn't hurt every so often, right? Just kind of seasons the season, right? Oh, it's gonna be a good day. We have special treats. So these are our cookies. We have the Nutella ones and we have the raspberry ones. I have separated one of each so that I can quality control taste test. That's what I tell myself. I've got my cup of tea, friends. I love my tea and my cookies. I prefer it over milk and cookies or coffee and cookies. So, cheers. Yum. Oh yeah. Oh, this is so good. Oh, I love it. Okay. The raspberry ones are my favorite, but I know that my son's gonna love those Nutella ones, but these raspberry ones, fave. Friends, I'm going to link that recipe below on my website. Feel free to give them a try. They are so delicious. I'm pairing it with my tea, my favorite tea. It is the Celestial Seasonings Ginger and Probiotic Herbal Tea. It is caffeine free. I love this tea because I've done a lot of research recently on gut health and how important probiotics are in your daily diet. So whenever I can get it, I do. And you find probiotics in yogurts, in sourdough, and in this tea. Now I love ginger, so I love a good ginger tea, and it's not a bitter flavor. It's a little bit of spice. So the sweet cookies, the spicy tea, premium. Oh, thank you for joining me today. These cookies are extremely easy, extremely fast, and do not require a ton of ingredients. Most of the stuff you probably have lying around your house. If you don't have knockoff Nutella, like I like to call it, you could use peanut butter in place of that. Or just put a Hershey's Kiss in there. Premium. Share with me. I love reading you guys' comments. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves and each other. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you. Take care.